I'm just going I'm going to track you down because Lee's probably doing homework. So this is me ranking the worst to best DC films in the DCU. Range high is just me getting my okay. Um we're only doing the theatrical ones that are on here. Okay? Wow, I'm so nervous. Um Okay, my least favorite one. Shazam. Now this is like problems with Shazam I really have in the first act. I can't feel like it gives an uncomfortable, unnatural feel in the first act. But once he runs into his adopted friend, then the film feels like it has a natural flow. However, the which I don't hate this kid at all. I think he's a fantastic character and a great. But I really everyone does a good job in this film. However, the kid, not Billy Batson, his best bud in the film, I felt like he was a bit underdeveloped because it felt like they didn't know what to do with him, so they gave him the kind of short excuse for a character arc. So that's why it's my least favorite. And Wonder Woman, I like everything about this film except two things that I can't help. One, she's not the queen of the Amazon, and I don't know. And the reason why I bring that up because she's not the queen of the Amazon, because she claims she's the queen of the Amazons in this film, and during the final act. And two, I just can't stand the poor, poor, poor child actor that plays Diana, known as Wonder Woman. Okay, so that's my second. This is me going from worst to best. Okay, that's worst. That one's second worst. So it's not at worst, and then it's getting better and more improvement. And I gotta get some water. Just hang on, don't shut the big ball off. No one left, right? Please tell me you guys didn't left. Okay, for those the ones that didn't lost, we can continue. Just had to leave it on the table for a second too. Okay, better than the one would have to be. Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. Yeah, I know. I know a lot of people. Yeah, I actually cared about Ben Affleck's portrayal of Batman and all these characters. However, I didn't see why people say Wonder Woman was the best, because seeing they barely used her in that film, so than any other character in that film. And I thought, honestly, I just thought these were they did a better job fleshing out characters in this one than they did in the previous two, Shazam and Wonder Woman. And okay. Aquaman. Now, I felt like, I really love the film. It's one of my favorite films. I felt like, well, I didn't feel like the ending was bad. It's just that I didn't feel it was good or bad. Just, what's the word? Average, I guess? But it's one hell of a fun film to enjoy. To me, even though this ain't my favorite DC film, it is the most entertaining one. Now before, I just want to say I love all these films a lot, so it was hard for me. So next one's Man of Steel. The pacing and the editing of this, I, all the film was really good, well done, I thought. And I like how Superman was very complex, why he should help the human race or not. I like how he was very conflicted, and he had conflictions about helping the human race or not, because he doesn't know if he can trust them, like they don't know if they can trust him. So, and it was very emotional a lot of times, so that's another reason. One I like more than that is, Justice League. Okay, I love this because it's just a straight up comic book movie. So much because it's just a straight up comic book movie. Because it just feels like it's very comic book movie. I know a lot of people didn't really appreciate it, but I thought it was fairly good. Very good. And I really loved all these characters. My favorite one in the DCU is Batman. I couldn't resist. Now I'm going to say something that might be a little concerning people, who my least favorite character is. I drink some water. It's Wonder Woman. Yeah, look, I don't hate her at all. I actually think she's awesome. And I still love her. She's one of my favorite characters. I just feel like she hasn't gotten the best treatment. In fact, character-wise, I feel like for a character, I feel like she's gotten the laziest treatment. I felt. For a character and for her being developed, even in Batman v Superman and Justice League and Wonder Woman. Although it does gradually get better over the course of time, for each installment she's on screen. How they handle her is, the writing for her does get better. Now I want to say something that well, I think saved both of Shazam and Wonder Woman. If they had any other person that played Shazam or Wonder Woman, I think the film would have fallen flat on its knees before it could fly to the sun. I think that's right. What was it before it could fly? I'm not sure if I understand that. I'm confused. I haven't slept on it, so I'm a little confused. Now, my number one favorite DCE film is, drumroll, Suicide Squad. I just couldn't help it. I just was so got so emotional in the Suicide Squad like several times. And the part when I think several times, can be two, right? Or three, right? Like the part when Deadshot decided not to shoot Harley Quinn and kill her because he's her friend. Or the part when all the Suicide Squad are looking back on what their lives could have been if they weren't villains, but they are. So that was very emotional. And also another part I found another very emotional was like when Deadshot got taken away from his daughter by Batman. Batman put the back cuffs on her. Him, not her. And I also found like Hyde's character was very emotional. Her and Deadshot was the true tragedy of the film because they can't have a happy ending because they're bad guys and they know they are. And they know that they can't really change. And half of them doesn't want to change, so. Now, when I first saw the trailer to the film, I thought Margot Robbie was going to be a horrible Harley Quinn. When I first saw the trailer, I was like thinking to myself, my God, DC, what the fuck did you do to Harley Quinn? That's what I was thinking to myself in my head. It's like, but then I was incredibly surprised. Because I still stayed open-minded, I didn't have that much faith in the film at all. Mainly because I wasn't pleased how they didn't really show Harley Quinn's personality in any of the Suicide Squad trail. I watched trail after trail. None of them actually showed her personality. It just made it look like they made her into some sort of sex object without any personality or depth. I mean, you can be a sex object, but could you at least have a personality or some kind of depth to you? Look, I wouldn't mind that if they turned her into a sex object, if they at least gave her the personality that I know and love her as, which is childish, psychotic, and funny, and has a serious short temper. When you say the wrong thing. has a bit of a short tempo when he says something she doesn't like. Um, and well, when I saw the show, I actually did dig her Harley Quinn outfit that they actually put on because I liked how. At first, I was a little skeptical when I saw a clear picture. I just thought, I'm good. That doesn't look too bad. The costume looks pretty fairly decent. I thought, and then I found out what it was based off of, which made me more happy. It was based off the New 52 design of Harley Quinn, heavily based off of that version, and I thought it was, oh, so the sticking with the look from the 52 line, and so I was more happy with that because, you know, I like when people um, show some appreciation to the comic book roots, and yeah. Uh, And I'm really looking forward to the Birds of Prey movie starring Harley Quinn. It's a Harley Quinn movie and a Birds of Prey movie. I'm really looking forward to that. Everyone's going nuts about how Harley says, "Oh, what happened to her outfit in Suicide Squad?" Well, I guess Margot Robbie didn't like it, but I liked it. But I also like the new look she has. I think it still fits Harley Quinn's personality, her goofy, silly personality, and which is very fun to watch every time which is very fun to watch and sometimes scary, but still fun. And I think my second favorite in Suicide Squad, besides Harley Quinn, was Killer Croc, and my third favorite was Deadshot. But Killer Croc always reminded me of this big dumb kid that's just goofy, and it really feels like the one was that take on. They really went with that for Killer Croc. You know, he could have been on screen for more times, but I understand. It's not like he was not on screen. It's not like they felt like he was not on screen. All the characters felt like they were share equal amount of screen time. So, yeah. That was my thoughts on the best DC film, Suicide Squad, ranked to what's the best.